Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, yes, what you have read in the title of the video is correct. It appears that that time is potentially upon us, depending upon what is exactly meant by the contents of this devblog. What do I mean by that? Well, we'll get to that here in a moment. But if you want to get right to it, check out the timeline down below. The video is split up into chapters, so if you want to, get straight to the point of a particular part of the devblog, feel free to do so via the timeline down below. But let's go ahead and get on into this devblog. Link to this devblog is in the description down below. You can read along as I read aloud. I will be throwing up any relevant images or artwork as we go through it. But again, if you want to check it out for yourself, check out the description down below. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Devblog is titled King of the Sea Announcements, Special Operations, and New Ship Concept. The year isn't over, Captains. As you know, we still have plenty of exciting activities waiting for you across our virtual seas this holiday season. But while the fireworks go off in the background, we continue hard at work on exciting innovations for the coming year, and right now we're ready to lift the curtain on a few of them. First one, Special Operations. With the new year, it's time for some updates to operations. For the duration of Update 14.0, temporary versions of high-tier operations will be added, featuring special flagships leading the enemy fleet. Flagships feature new mechanics and will apply various effects to their nearby allies, adding extra depth and difficulty to operations. Here are the details. Special Operations will run alongside Standard Operations and will be available as a separate battle type for the duration of Update 14.0. The following is a list of operations which will have a special version. So that will be Naval Station Newport, Raptor Rescue, The Ultimate Frontier, Hermes, Aegis, and Cherry Blossom. Really like Cherry Blossom. The night effects are cool in that one. Alright, they go on. You can go into battle against flagships while playing battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and aircraft carriers of Tier 9 and 10. No submarines, though. Flagships boast increased HP and apply effects to nearby allies within a certain range. Additionally, each flagship will have a key vulnerability to certain type of damage. For example, features of a flagship may include increasing nearby allies' shell penetration, increasing nearby allies' speed. The flagship itself is vulnerable to AP and SAP shells. If a certain amount of damage is dealt to a bot with AP and SAP shells and it is destroyed while within a flagship's area of effect, it will detonate, dealing damage in a larger radius. Flagships will be highlighted in battle with a special marker. Players will face a total of 3 flagships with unique attributes through Update 14.0. The first 3 weeks of the update, one of the flagships will lead the enemy fleet in special operations. They will rotate weekly, and you will know which flagship you will encounter in each week's battles. In the final week of the update, players will face all 3 flagships simultaneously. Note that flagships will not apply effects to each other. So that sounds pretty cool. It sounds like we were getting kind of like boss battles in operations. Operations for a very, very long time were pretty much neglected and just kind of thrown in the back burner for forever. Then we got high tier operations, and now we're getting this new boss battle essentially in operations, which I think is cool. More free content for the player base, more content overall, and again, operations getting even more love is pretty cool. I don't think they could really bring too much of this to the PvP part of the game. Maybe some of the effects where, a particular ship can change the attributes or affect the attributes of a friendly ship in PvP, but I don't think that would, we have support ships now with CVs, and I think that's the way they're going with support ships in PvP, so I don't really think it would be too much. Well, I don't know. Maybe they might somehow bring it over to PvP, but for the time being, it sounds like it's going to be just in PvE. So, but yeah, I think it's cool. Boss battles are cool. I think World of Tanks has something like this, or has something like this, for certain like holiday operations and such. So that's cool. I mean, we've had boss battles in the past, right? But like the Halloween operations, it was just a ship with like a gajillion HP and such. So it sounds interesting. I definitely want to know more about it. Alright, on to the second part of the devblog, the new ship concepts. So, they say for this section, we also have something special prepared to enter testing with 14.0. 3 new ships based on existing hulls will enter testing with new gameplay concepts compared to their original counterparts. The 3 ships planned for one of our future temporary events are, I'll go through the names first and then we'll go into the details of them. So we're getting a new French cruiser, the French cruiser Metz, which is tier 8 based on Toulon. The Soviet cruiser, I should have practiced this beforehand. Vyazma, tier 9 based on the Borodino. The American battleship, the Oregon, tier 10 based on Georgia. Alright, so the Metz is... Okay, so I'm just going through the descriptions now, and they're just describing, what the ships already are. So yeah, the Metz, the Toulon, the Vyazma is a Borodino, and the Oregon is a Georgia, but at tier 10. Alright, so here's what they say about some of them. So they don't have all of the details available right now about the individual ships, but they do have the concepts that they will be testing about these ships in this devblog. So they say we'll share images and the parameters of these ships, as well as details about how they will be made available in later publications. For now, let's go over their unique features. These ships like to live life on the edge. They will get increased accuracy and reduced main battery reload time based on how many hit points they've lost. So it sounds like they have a baked-in adrenaline rush. These ships will begin battle with a partially depleted health pool. Players may choose to repair at the cost of reducing these bonuses, or play dangerously and attempt to make the most of them. Additionally, all modifiers that depend on a hit point percentage, such as the Adrenaline Rush Commander skill, will function normally, giving these ships even more of a punch. So you can have Adrenaline Rush on top of the baked-in Adrenaline Rush, if you will, that they are proposing here for these ships. And here comes, what most of you clicked on this video for. Also, captains will enter battle with access to a limited stock of improved armor-piercing ammunition, which can be used via the burst fire mode. It will feature double salvos with much higher damage per minute than standard firing, but the drawback is that it has a limited range that cannot be increased. The improved characteristics of these shells will include, but are not limited to, ballistics, ricochet angles, and fuse time. This ammunition can be thought of like a consumable. Captains will always enter battle with the same number of shells each time and will need to choose the proper moment to make use of their limited supply. After running out, only regular armor-piercing shells with normal characteristics will be available. So there you have it, fellas. That little phrase right there is what's leading a lot of the player base to, jump to the conclusion that Wargaming is testing out premium ammo. Now, if you are unaware, premium ammo, or I believe it's called gold ammo, is already a thing in World of Tanks. Now, back in the day, you could, of course, only buy it with, I believe gold is what they use in World of Tanks instead of doubloons. So you pay gold for it. It has, again, to my knowledge, I haven't played a whole lot of World of Tanks, but it has basically what's said here. Improved ricochet angles, improved penetration, improved damage, so forth and so on. So obviously that is a major element of pay to win in World of Tanks. Now I believe they changed it a few years ago now at this point to where you could buy premium ammo or gold ammo with credits. So you could earn credits in game and use credits to purchase this premium or gold ammo, again, whatever they call it in World of Tanks. So now this isn't the first time in World of Warships that a burst fire or an alternative mode has had a modification applied to the ammo that it fires. Some super ships already have this in game, like the Conde, right? So that right there isn't too much alarm for concern off the bat there, but the limited amount of ammo that you can have in battle, that I can see why more players are like, ooh, is this premium ammo being tested here? Well, maybe. I mean, it sounds like it. You have improved armor piercing capabilities, you have improved damage, improved pin angles. I mean, that sounds like better ammo that you have a limited quantity of, which again, premium ammo, right? Obviously, I am not a big fan of premium ammo. I don't like any pay-to-win elements in any game. Warships for quite some time is a fairly not really pay-to-win game. Like what benefits can you buy in a game that will make you just instantly an amazingly better player in game over somebody else? Not really much. They got rid of premium consumables years ago. Camos don't do anything now, so you can't buy a bunch of them and have a better detection range, and you have the debuff applied to the enemy shells that are fired at your ship. That's gone. The only thing I really see about the game right now is, of course, the signal flags. They do give you a fairly small advantage in game, but again, you can get plenty of those for free by getting the flag containers, and you can buy them for credits. So obviously, it's pretty good compared to some other games. I'm not saying it's completely free of some pay-to-win elements, but in comparison to other free-to-play games, it really isn't that bad, in my opinion, at least. Again, you can disagree with me all you want, but that's my 2 cents. However, obviously, if this type of ammo does come to the game, yeah, I won't be a fan of that at all. So I don't really know what they're testing here. It's something more arcadey. Ships spawning in, missing HP already, with a baked-in adrenaline rush that can be amplified by additional adrenaline. Taking the adrenaline rush commander skill. So I don't know if they're going after that younger audience that likes to a more faster paced game like Call of Duty, like how Black Ops 6, they just redid the movement to where you can just basically run, dive, and jump in whatever direction you want. It appeals to again, that short attention span TikTok brain, right? I don't know if that's what they're going for here, and then you add on the special ammo on top of that, but I don't know. I don't think there's enough information in this dev blog to say for sure not if they're really testing premium ammo, or if they're just giving you the burst fire mode and they're testing, hey, can we maybe limit this in the future? Which, okay, I could see that being a thing that could be interesting in the future, where you have a ship that has the burst fire mode with the improved shell ballistics and such, but you only get so many bursts before you're out of that ammo. It really depends on whether or not, obviously, you can just take this ammo, buy it, and slap it on any ship in the game, right? Or is it just limited to these special ships, and these ships are balanced around that parameter? So if it's like that last scenario where it's part of the ship's design, all that's taken into account in the design of the ship, and the ship is balanced with that special ammo in mind, that's fine. But if I can take the special ammo, buy it, and go slap it on my Thunderer, and get improved armor penetration and improved ricochet angles on Thunderer's guns, then that's a different story. So I don't think, again, there's enough information in this one little dev blog to really make that determination at the moment. And keep in mind, these are concepts that they're fielding right now, right? Think about all the dev blogs that we've had where they've announced something and we never hear about it again. Destructible terrain was announced 3 years ago. And yet here we are with no destructible terrain, right? That's just the one I can think off the top of my head. So there's plenty more out there. So these may never see the light of day. I believe we need to know more information about what's going on here, and maybe when they release the ships fully in terms of their stats and stuff, we can get a little bit more insight into what they're going for here. But yes, it is something that I would highly encourage you to keep your eyes on. Hopefully Board Gaming will release more information about it in the near future, but it is something to be looking out for most definitely. So guys, that is it for this dev blog. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Do you think that they're trying to sneak in, well, not really sneak in, but introduce gold ammo, premium ammo to the game, or do you think they are just playing around with some ideas for some new ships? Let me know all that jazz in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful rest of your weekend. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.